Hello everyone, Daisy here with another video. I wanted to come on quick and kind of explain what I'm doing here. So this is going to be for the gadget challenge over on Paper Issues. If you haven't heard, I am one of their new team members for this first 6 months of this year, so I'm super excited to get started with that. And so for the gadget challenge, you're supposed to use up the gadgets in your craft room. So I regularly use my Silhouette, so I felt like that was cheating. I also use my sewing machine a lot, but I'm going to try to use that today. And I'm also using my big cutter, which, you know, it's kind of a staple, but whatever, I'm counting it. And then I'm going to use this envelope board. Now, this is a new thing that I got this just recently, and I'm not very good at it yet, so you'll get to see me struggle with it. But yeah, what I'm going to be doing is creating a little envelope kind of mini album that's going to kind of double as a birthday gift. So I started out off screen and I trimmed down my paper. So I wanted my mini album to be a 4x6 because I'm planning, I'm hoping I can tuck some like 4x6 photos that are trimmed down ever so slightly into the pockets. So that is the plan. So for a 4x6 envelope, it says here you need 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 inches size paper. So I cut down 4 sheets of just white cardstock into that size. Just kind of doing some pre-work because you all know how a cutter works. And I just want to show you quickly the products that I'm going to be using. And these are obviously from Paper Issues. So I'm going to be using the Pebbles Happy Cake Day collection in combination with the Crepe Paper Hooray collection. And I don't have a ton of the crepe paper, but I have some. So I only have a few papers. So I have this first one, which is Birthday. This is from Pebbles. These actually came, I just pulled out some extra papers. These came in one of the kits, and I can't remember if it was September or June or one of those kits. So I apologize. I will try to figure it out and link it down below. But I have the Jen Hadfill Everyday Trellis paper, and I just felt like this kind of pinky red color went really well. I also have some She's Magic from Dear Lizzie, the Stay Tuned. I felt because there's navy in both the birthday collections that the daisy paper would go well. And the She's Magic Kind Hearts, because it has all of the colors from both collections. And then Crepe Paper Hooray Cheers. I thought maybe I could use up some of these words, or maybe some of that. We'll see. And then I just have from the 6x8 paper pad just a few papers kind of left over, so I thought I would, you know, maybe try to get these in here. And I did check, the 6x8 paper pad is still available in the shop. The birthday collection papers that I showed you are available in the shop. The She's Magic and the ones from the kit, I'm not sure about. Then I have the Hooray ephemera pieces, and I haven't even opened this yet. So yeah, I'm hoping to get some of those. And then, if you saw in my haul, I got the ephemera pieces from Pebbles from the birthday collection, and I accidentally had ordered 2 of the, I think it was like the tags or something like that set. So I have a whole ton of all of these available. So I'm hoping to get some of these used up because, let's face it, that's a lot of birthday to celebrate there. So I'm going to put you on fast forward and get started with my mini album, and yeah. Okay, so to start off, I am going to be using the envelope punch. And like I told you, I cut down my cardstock to the correct size, which I believe was 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. Don't quote me on that, but I'm trying to make a 4 by 6 envelope mini album. Wow, I'm already forgetting what I'm doing here. Anyhow, so I'm just using this punch board, and that, like I said, was We Are Memory Keepers. And I'm just testing out my folds here, make sure that everything is looking the way it's supposed to, and then I'm going to continue doing this. I do 4 different envelopes, which makes for a decent size mini album. And actually it's going to end up being a kind of like a birthday card. I'm just trying to find where I put it right now so that I can look at it while I'm talking to you. But so my daughter, my oldest daughter, her and her friends do these amazing things for each other on their birthday, which I don't know. Me and my friends, you know, did things, but like one of her friends this year made her a giant poster about how she's such a great friend. One time they, I think, decorated their friend's locker and then got the entire lunchroom to sing happy birthday. Just these amazing things that I love that she does and that they do for each other. So anyhow, I am going to be trimming down this envelope because I don't like that pointed end. I'd rather it like have a flat edge on the inside of the envelope, if that makes sense. I just don't like the point, so I just trim that off, and now I'm going to glue everything shut using my ATG gun. So like I said, making 4 envelopes. And this was a super fun and super quick mini album to make. Really all you need is cardstock and then just some decorations. So I'm working it out here. It took me a minute. I knew this was wrong. I couldn't, like my brain could not wrap around why this was wrong, but I knew it was wrong. So, excuse me. So in a minute here, you'll see me get the right way. So here I just basically tucked all the edges in, but that didn't work out for me. So while I'm trying to work it out in my head, I am using my scoreboard from We Are Memory Keepers to kind of create a little edge on the envelope that's going to be on the outside so that it allows for the thickness of the other envelopes. The cardstock I'm using is 80 pounds, so it's a little bit thicker than like pattern paper, just because I wanted it to be sturdy. So, and here I figured it out. I had to bend the envelope pieces backwards, and that's how I end up with the booklet that I wanted. So I wanted a kind of a pocket on each page, so that's how I get it. So I'm going to use ATG to stick it down, and I just take each envelope, put glue on the top, and stick it inside the pocket of the previous envelope, if that makes sense, which I think watching what I'm doing is probably better. So this one, it was easier just to pull this last envelope apart and glue it down. Since it is the cover, I wanted to make sure that it was pretty secure. I am going to cover it with a piece of pattern paper here in a second though, as well. So I wanted to use this heart pattern paper, and this is the Dear Lizzie, She's Magic paper. And I'm just cutting down some pieces. So my envelopes are approximately, they're a little bit bigger than 4 by 6. They're like 4 1/4 by 6 and something. So I'm cutting down my paper to kind of fit within that space. Each envelope is just slightly different in size too, so I do trim it down, like have to trim each page down just a tiny bit to get it to fit nicely. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to have the same cover on the back and the front, which I do end up going with. And I love that paper. Oh my gosh. I might have to get more. And I think I checked and I think it might still be available, but it is a paper that I got in a kit, so there's a possibility that it's not. I think everything else that I use, though, is definitely available. I did check. And I will have links down below for as much as I can find out of the shop. So I'm going through my Pebbles collection, and like I said, this is the one that I got 2 of like the tags or whatever, so I am just kind of flipping through everything. And the good thing about using the same paper on the front and back is that I can kind of test out what I want on my cover. So I'm kind of playing with, you know, different ideas on what should be on the front of the card mini album thing. And I do end up going with that Yay and the Oh Happy Day. I really like the blue and how like well it stands out to those hearts. So I pulled out a little gold crown just because. And then I'm going to put this little cupcake. I do trim the white off of the cupcake because it's a little thick for me. The white border on some of these die cuts, it's a little much. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why it has to be quite that thick, but whatever. It's easy enough to just cut it off. And I'm just gonna stick stuff down as I go. Like each page I'm gonna kind of decorate, and I'm just gonna stick stuff down. Again, using my ATG. I think I use that for everything. But I'm starting with the first page, and then I go through the drama of trying to pick out the papers for inside the mini album. So there will be a little break in the video coming while I go off and figure that out because, wow, yeah, it took me a while. So I wanted to use this thread that has like some silver in it, but the silver was coming off. So then I pulled out this other thread out of my stash, or crochet twine or whatever it is. And it's, this one is like woven together, so it's better. Now I'm just playing with that. And just gonna glue that down. And I didn't like the way it was just hanging there. I still don't like it, but I leave it the way it is, so. And so here you're going to see me struggle for a little bit, and then I'm going to go off and come back, and magically all of the papers are going to be inside. So all I did is like I said, I trimmed the papers down, but the paper that goes inside the envelope, it's only about 2 inches wide. I didn't fill the entire envelope because it wasn't necessary, so I covered the one side completely and then just put like a 2-inch strip inside the envelope. And now I'm going to decorate this side here, and these are from the Crepe Paper Hooray die cut pack or ephemera pack or whatever it's called. All of these pieces are, and I like that it brings in some glitter, so that was fun. And I just decorated kind of the white portion of the envelope. Here you're going to see me use some scraps of cardstock, and I am going to create some kind of photo placeholders because, like I said, this is going to be a gift for one of my daughter's friends, and I don't have the photos, and I want her to pick the photos, so I'm just going to put placeholders and then she can come in and fill them in with her own. I am doing a 2.5 by 3.5 inch size photo, and I write that on the first one that I stick down here in pencil just so that I don't forget, because I have a tendency of doing this, like putting placeholders, and then I forget what size it is, and it ends up being a disaster because even though I measure it, like somehow I measure it wrong and it just, yeah, doesn't work out. So this placeholder I'm sticking down everywhere except for where it overlaps that other photo. I didn't put any glue behind there so that we can easily slide a photo behind there. I was thinking one of these little, like, what are they? Noisemaker party things would be fun, but again, the white on it was just so overwhelmingly large that I just put it off to the side. I didn't want to bother with it. And I'm just going to use one of these little paper pieces here that say super, and I'm going to cut that and put it above one of the photos. And then that page is going to be done, and I'm going to move on to the next one. The paper that I use, both of those papers are the 6x8 papers from the Crepe Paper Hooray paper pad on that last page. Now this one I use the last little piece of that heart paper, that She's Magic paper, and then inside the envelope I used one of the Crepe Paper Hooray papers. And I'm going to put one photo on this one and then just the big Celebrate banner there. And again, just playing around with what I should put down here. And I was thinking of just putting a bunch of little kind of random things, but I end up going with a cat jumping out of a present right here because he was cute and he matched the red. That's from Pebbles, and then I'm going to have him holding a little hooray sign from Crepe Paper. And I think that's super cute. So that one is done. Next page. Again, both of the papers, the one inside the envelope and the one on the other page, are from the Crepe Paper 6x8 paper pad. I'm going to use 2 landscape photos on this one, and then I'm going to find something to put in between them. But I'm going to build up my cluster over here first, and I'm going to use those balloons because I really liked them a lot. And just looking for other things I can use. Some of this stuff is too big, like it would take up too much space and cover up too much of the photos, so it doesn't work out. I was thinking about using that little saying that says a little bit older but a lot more fabulous or something, but I didn't, the white was just blending in too much with the background, so I changed that out to, I think, a present from the, a present from the Crepe Paper die cuts. I was thinking about using that happy, but again, I felt like it was taking up too much space on the photos, so I wasn't really sure about that. And I thought it'd be fun to layer something kind of over the photo, but again, since they're so small, I didn't want to do that. So here's the present, and again with more sparkle on it, and then I'm going to bring in that little, there's a little circle that says yay that I've tried to put a couple of places, that one right there. And then hey, it's your day is going to go right in between. And then that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for joining me today, watching me make this mini album. Again, I'll have links down below to everything in the shop that's still available. Don't forget you can use my code DAISY20 for 20% off your next purchase of paper issues. And I will see you again next time. Bye!